Good morning, everybody. This is K40 Radio. My name is Ashton Thompson, and I am your humble host for today. If you would look around this room, you have some phenomenal brothers. First of all, we have Mr. Donald Hayden. He is the host of Vets Let's Talk. He is an entrepreneur, and he is an inspirational speaker, a motivational speaker. Good morning, sir. How you doing, Mr. Hayden?
I'm doing great, man. What's going on, good people?
Hey, man, I'm great, man. Blessed. And number two, we have Mr. Lauren White. He also wears a lot of hats. Him and his wife own a business called Dream Events. He works a 9-to-5 job. This brother is also a motivational speaker. And Mr. White, good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, brother. Good morning.
And this other brother needs no introduction. He's last but not least, but he has plenty of hats as well. And so, like I said, I'm honored just to have all three of these brothers. He owns Impact Dog Training. If you have a dog that you need trained, please call him because he will definitely treat it right. He's also a motivational speaker. He won't tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you. He's an encourager. And all my guests right now, they're actually military vets, fathers and husbands. So all you ladies that said there's no good men out there, look at the panel right now. But they're off the market. Thank you very much. Hey, Mr. Mayo, how you doing, sir?
I'm blessed, sir. How about yourself?
I'm great. I was just telling all the other brothers that I represent the pack.
You already know what it is.
Okay.
We in there. I appreciate the love.
Yes, sir. And then I told Mr. Hayden, sir, I need that shirt. Mr. White, I need a shirt, hat, something. Send me something.
Coming soon, my brother.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into this. Okay, so the ladies represented last week, and they were talking about marriage perspectives. You know, pretty much they had 81 years of marriage together. So, Sister Hokut, they've been married for about 30 years, man. And it's an inspiration. And, they've always been an inspiration to me. So I want to go around the corner and I want to ask everybody, how long you've been married and how did you actually meet your wife or your spouse?
Who you starting with, me?
Yeah, I'm starting with you because you talk good.
I've been married for 12 years. I met my wife in the military, man. She was jocking me, she was on my heels, you know what I mean? Trying to, get up, get with a good guy. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
Yeah. What about you, Lon?
Man, let me tell you, man. I met my wife post Army, online, on plentyoffish.com.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's been a ride ever since.
Yeah, okay.
6 long years.
6 long years. What about you, Mr. Mayo?
We are going on our 17th year come April 9th, 2005. I got to make sure that my wife hears that because I do remember our anniversary. But I remember like it was yesterday. Real talk, I met her back in, I want to say 2000, 2001. Mm-hmm. We were in the same city. She lived right across the street from my mom's and dad's house when I was a teenager. A little knucklehead running around and stuff like that. But yeah, she lived with her sister and she had moved in with her sister. And as soon as I seen like a new face, I was like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. We became good friends and we've been friends ever since, what I'm saying? That's my best friend. She was my best friend since like high school.
Yeah.
And then, we never even dated, bro. Like, we're just best friends all through my military career. And then we got married in 2005. So we were friends for like 4 years. And then we just decided like as friends, just to get married. And, that's the best thing for us.
Yeah. I mean, it's important that you stay friends, especially through the marriage and stuff, because if you don't like the person that you're with, it's not going to last, especially to have them as your best friend, somebody that you can talk to and confide in. I met my wife online, to be honest with you, just like Brother White said, I met her online, man. I literally was fresh out of a divorce where it was a really bad divorce. And I honestly told God that I really didn't want to be married no more. I was going to be out there. I was out doing my thing, man. I was living life, single E6, in Virginia, out doing my thing. And the funny thing is that we happened to meet up online. I don't know how, but we was on the same thing. She was looking for a friend that we went to high school with. And so, I know the same people she knew, but we didn't never knew each other in high school. So, that's how I met her, and we've been together for 17 years right now. So that's awesome. The first question, and like I said, this is going to help everybody. What was the hardest life lessons to learn when it comes to relationship and marriage? So, because, sometimes in our marriage, we have difficulties. We have to learn from our mistakes that's in our marriage, financially, because when I met my wife, I wasn't really good with finances. I wasn't good with pretty much authority. And my wife is good in all of those things, especially the authority part. So I'm used to actually just going out and buy what I want to buy. You know what I'm saying? And I was really bad with finances. So what are some life lessons that you've learned since you've been married that can actually help our community?
I will have to say asking for help from your spouse. Because that's major. Because it's a lot of times that, as a man, we have pride, we like to sit back and just take things as they come and not explain how things got to a certain point. As far as let's say this is like a bill.
Yeah.
And it's behind and you don't want to share, because you feel like somewhat of a failure if something's falling behind. So you don't want to go to your wife and take that chewing, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much asking for help when help is needed.
Right. That's good, bro. That's good. Anybody else?
Yeah. Man, for me, man, it'd be telling the truth, man. It was stop, not so much like the big lies, but like the little small petty lies that, eventually add up to the little lie, to a real big lie. Because because what you're doing is you're opening the wound, letting it heal, then turning around and reopening it with other things. And then she'll get to a point where no matter what you say out your mouth, either it's true or it's a lie, she's not gonna believe it whatsoever. Right. Just being unapologetically honest.
Right.
With just everything that you do and say in your marriage.
Right, man. That's deep. That's deep, because my wife's type of person that she's pretty much no nonsense, and I married me pretty much, I think, I literally married me. I think I married because, I'm not going to lie to you. And I really don't trust, I don't want nobody lying to me. So if I don't trust you, lies and trust go hand in hand. You tell one lie, then you're going to have to tell another lie right behind that lie like that. So, it's
a cycle of self-preservation, man.
Right. It's a cycle. Yeah.
If you can't be vulnerable with your spouse, man, there's no real reason for you to even be with them.
Right. Mr. Mayo, you got something, sir?
Yeah. So the hardest lesson that I had to learn was that everything that you do, how you feel, who you talk to, everything affects her. Everything has to do with the outcome of the relationship, and that, how you feel about things, even though it may seem minor, is a major thing to your spouse.
Right.
Everything that you encounter, like your decisions, like even though that it may seem like a minor decision, or saying this is for me, this is mine, or whatever like that, it all affects how you either communicate, or how you feel about your spouse, or how you come home at night, and how you, deal with things. So just understanding that, you're not by yourself. When y'all became one, became one. So, what is yours is hers, and the word that you speak, everything affects, your spouse. So
that was deep. That's deep, bro.
Vice versa too, bro. Vice versa, but it's more what's the word that I'm looking for, is more relevant, or expound when it comes to how they feel about things, and how they view things. Because again, things that are minute to us are major things.
Major to them, right? Yeah, bro. That's dope, man. That's really deep, because I think as men we have that caveman mentality that we have to provide. We have to be that one that's dealing with everything, charge it head on, and it's kind of hard to do that, knowing now you have somebody else that has to be included in that. And bro, you just broke that down, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So the next question, and like I said, hopefully I won't get too deep. I don't want to put nobody on the couch or anything like that. But like I said, I got people that I admire and I trust. The second question is about intimacy. How important is intimacy in your marriage? What do you feel about intimacy? And we can actually tie intimacy into submission a little bit. How important do you think it is for a woman to be submissive to you? And what do you feel as submissive is? So anybody that want to take it, go ahead with it.
I would have to say, like, submission and intimacy, it kind of plays hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Like when you get married, you make a commitment mm-hmm. to that other person's needs, mm-hmm. not necessarily the wants. Intimacy plays a huge part for a man as far as how they connect with the female and the things that they do. Mm-hmm. Like, if that part of your marriage is lacking, and it plays hand with the communication part too, that has to be communicated with the other person.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'll share. I'm transparent.
Yeah.
Like, cause it was a part of my marriage where I was going through intimacy problems with my wife. Mm-hmm. But I communicated certain things for a certain amount of time to the point that I felt like I wasn't being heard. Mm. So I sought that out elsewhere. Now, but my wife was dealing with some things that she wasn't communicating with me, which in turn made things a lot worse.
Right.
Always communicate as far as intimacy, because that plays a lot with respect.
Right, right.
And like I say, when you get married, you commit.
Right.
And that is a huge commitment for a woman, and for a man to sit back and say a woman is going to give themselves to me, mm-hmm. that which in turn makes that man meet certain needs of a woman, not even only needs, the wants. That right. makes that man go above and beyond what they want to do for them and what they need to do. Mm-hmm. You need this? Okay, I got you. You need me to go pick up the kids? I got you. You need me to fix a meal? I got you.
Right, right.
Because just like Mark, he came out from the jump. He married his friend. Mm-hmm. You want to know within the person that you married, this is my friend, and I'm able to share any and everything that I need to share with this individual in order to go to the next level.
Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna go on my spiel, man. Y'all
hey, I like that. I mean, say what you gotta say, man. It's good stuff. I need this. That transparency is real. Anybody else got something?
I don't know, man. Well, it's very important. To me, it's important. Just like Don said, you got to communicate them needs and those wants to your spouse. You know, same thing with me. Like right now, I'm going through a drought right now. You know, and I'm getting to the point where I feel like I'm not being heard, but okay. I'm not seeking counsel elsewhere. But you know, I am communicating with my wife back and forth, like, hey, I need this. You know, I feel like I do and have done enough to where I can at least get, you know, some kind of intimate session, maybe once a week, once a month. You know,
that's real. I mean, that's real. I mean, speak it, brother. That's real.
Like I shouldn't have to lay beside my wife / best friend / the mother of my child mad every night because she's snoring and I'm ready to go. You
should have to shake her every night. Like, look, it's time. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah.
That's real.
Or you don't want to have to roll over, you know, at 3:00 in the morning and, you know, you know, wake her up real bad, you know?
Yeah.
Brother Mark, you got something, sir?
Yeah, man. So intimacy definitely is a you know, is a huge deal, you know, because of the fact that you know, it's it's not just a big deal for me per se, but also her just understanding the what her love languages are.
Yeah.
Just a small thing, like I said, sometimes just like walking in her in a kitchen, just smacking her on the butt, you know what I mean? So those type of small details that she kind of hints to me on a regular basis, or just like knowing what the spouse likes. She also knows what I likes and things of that nature. Taking her out on dates here and there, because you can make time for what's important to you. So you got to make time for, just a little small gestures here and there, just to let your spouse know that you still got it. You know what I mean?
Right,
because
right.
especially being married for like, 17 years, and with all the social media stuff going on, and all the past relationships and pornographies, and and like mentally, I've been around the way for a very long time in my youth. So as far as like my sex drive, bro, like my sex drive is
up there, high,
through the roof, right? Like past the roof, sky,
right?
Like
right.
Man, space. Right. So with her understanding that, she doesn't want me to, which is very understandable, and so definitely, you want that trust. You want her, to have that sense of security, to where that she doesn't feel like you're going to be looking left or right or anything like that. So on a regular basis, filling in that emotional bank. And like vice versa, you know what I'm saying? But the needs are like different, you know what I'm saying? She tells me like I'm handsome all the time, that I look good, and the thing that I'm wearing. Honestly, I don't think that I need that personally, but if she don't notice it, so I'm like, how you like this? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So, but I do understand that that's what she needs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So providing that affirmations and that sense of security and stuff like that, so definitely is important. And my wife and I had a conversation just last night. She was talking to our new neighbors and stuff like that about their marriage or whatever like that, because they got like a shed being built, and she was asking them about what the purpose of it was, and the wife said that this is his escape when I put him out the house, right? And she didn't understand that. She like, so when you're mad at your husband, you want to send him away. That makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
So she told me we've got into it plenty of times. I've done, mean and nasty things where I deserve to be put out, laid on the couch or whatever like that. But she like that opens up doors, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
For the enemy to come in. So why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're upset, I'm upset, guess what? We're gonna just lay there and just be mad at each other. But I know that over time, we'll get over it. Another thing that we've also like agreed is that no isn't necessarily like an option, and it's a mutual understanding. Yes, we're tired, and I just have like a respect for her, time like that. So if she's tired, I'm not gonna bother her. I'm lying. Very clear. I do bother her. I bother her a lot, but but my wife knows me, so she never denied me, and I thank God for her.
17 years of marriage, she know you.
Yeah, vice versa. So and again, intimacy isn't always just about laying it down or anything like that. It's your everyday, day-to-day life with your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Calling in, checking in, and say, hey, this is where I'm going. This is what's going on. How you doing today? How's your day going? You know what I mean? I know that you just had like a important meeting. How did it go? You know what I mean? Asking her prior to her even just coming home and just laying it all on you. You know, that lets her know that you've been paying attention.
Right. Yeah.
So, and like vice versa, you know what I mean? Because when I have like a rough day, or I have to go out early in the morning, she'll make me a nice meal prior to me going out the door. You know, coming home and the meals are already there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those are things that we communicated to one another, that these are what we need from one another, or and that, you know what I'm saying, if she cared enough, then she would make those adjustments. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right. It's it was one of the sermons at one of the churches that we used to go to, and the pastor was like, if you don't take care of your husband, then somebody else will. Somebody is well, husband, your spouse, somebody else will. Somebody is going to always. I feel like somebody's always going to recognize your husband or your wife. I believe that, because especially with my wife, you know, certain people have certain like personalities about them, auras about them, just like with all of you guys' wives. I know them personally. They are great people, you know, and it's important, just like what Mark was saying, that you make them feel like they're special and they're important, just like we feel like we should be made special and important at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And intimacy, to me, intimacy starts outside of the bedroom first, just like one of the sisters said last week. You got to make time to, like, just like Mark said, do the little things, like set aside maybe a Friday or Saturday, just you and your wife. Take trips with just you and your wife. We can get caught up in all of this crazy stuff, and, you know, putting kids before the spouses and stuff like that, and then you don't get a chance to actually spend time with yourself, you know. And I just think, man, you guys y'all blew it wide open, man. I mean, I you know, you've given so many good examples of what, you know, just husbands go through, because if you communicating to your wife like, look, this is what I need, you know.
Can I piggyback real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
It's like what Mark was talking, and you also just said it too. Small things lead to big things in the bed.
Yeah.
Ain't no other way to kind of cut that. Like, compliment her. Don't give her no cheesy, hey baby, you look good. Like, hey, hey, look what's on the menu tonight. Just be silly with it, you know. Make it laugh. Run across the cheeks. Hey, I'm just being real, bro. Be silly.
Be real.
Because when you make her laugh, that touches another part of a woman when you make her laugh. When you find cases with it, that even more makes things a lot more intensified. Right. So, like, doing small things like cooking a meal with her. Hey, let's cook this. That's intimacy. Let's cook this meal. Let me sit down and listen to what's going on with you in your life. Not sitting back and saying, to men, you cannot fix everything that's going on with a woman.
Exactly.
Let's get that clear, right? Real quick.
Yeah, you can't change nobody.
This is what she's saying, and just shut up.
Right.
Right. That's all you got to do sometimes. Just listen.
Right. Just listen.
That's a hard thing to do, though, sometimes, because, you know, as men, we just want to solve the problem. You know what I mean?
We're problem solvers. Yeah.
Tell me there's something going on. I'm like, well, then do this. Why didn't you do this? Blah, 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 blah. Because we just want the problem fixed so that we can move past it.
Right.
Man, like I already know we're gonna run out of time.
They just want that ear. They just want you to listen.
Right. Yeah.
Sit there and be like, you know, you're right.
And you mean actively listening, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, my kind of listening is like, when she talking, sometimes I zone out. It's like, men, sometimes we just want to know the point. Get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Because after the point, because my attention span is kind of like real short. Get to the point with me. Tell me what it is, because after that little time, you know, I got to do better with my active listening. So please forgive me. So
you're right about that, because a lot of times we like to only listen to respond.
Right. Dude, man, you guys are on it. Like I said, I know we're gonna probably run out of time, but I gotta hit some more points because you guys are amazing. How important is respect, not only towards yourself but towards your spouse? How important is that? And because respect is really important. A man likes to be respected. A man likes to be acknowledged in a house. How important do you feel respect is in your marriage and in your relationship?
I mean, it allows a man to be themselves at the end of the day. you know, as far as being listened to, if you feel like you're that man and you don't have any type of respect in your household, you're not going to feel whole as a person, first and foremost, because a lot of that plays on a man's psyche. When you feel like a woman as your wife does not respect you, what you're going through, what you say, how you move, and how you do things as the man of the house. Not to sit back and say that you're in control of anything, because a lot of people take that whole submission thing and sit back and say, you gonna do what I tell you to do, and that's what. And yeah, you know, with a lot of females, especially black females, that don't go over too well.
Right. That
So
control
right. Yeah, but respect it's huge to a man, because that's like water. That's like food to us. That's a driving point for a lot of guys to do the things that they need to do.
Right.
It plays in the hands of intimacy.
Yeah. Man, anybody else? Y'all ain't gonna touch it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to touch it.
He hit that right on the head, man. For a man, if you're not respected in your house, you lose a part of, like, you feel like you lost a part of yourself, right? Like you feel like you're losing grip on just your reality, because, you know, especially going into a marriage or a situation where you're not respected, after you've been respected in other areas for so long.
Right.
You feel like you start to, you know, you losing a part of yourself. Like, you feel like you got to do more, you got to fight more, to gain your respect. And sometimes that might be a bad look in your house, because you're demanding the respect in your house, like from your spouse or from your kids and whatnot. And it's more you fighting up against them, trying to get what you know you deserve. But, you know, if you just sit back and pull that and, you know, just relax a little bit, because you probably put them in a state of shell shock, like, hey, I don't know this person. I don't know this person that I'm talking to now.
Right.
Because you're demanding something that, you know, in most cases is earned. Right. It's not demanded, and it's not going to be given automatically, especially if you start acting different. You know, I had to realize that for myself a little while ago. You know, why things were so disarray in my house is because I go to work all day and I come home, and the things that I expect to be done wasn't done, and I flip out. And everybody looking at me like I don't even know this person that's talking to me right now.
Right. Yeah.
And slowly but surely, you know, they lose that respect for you because you're acting different from what they used to.
Right.
So you pull the reins back and you slow down a little bit, you know, talk calm, and, you know, you get stuff. What they say, you get more done. You can attract more ants with honey than salt, or something like that.
Okay.
You know, we can't be, you know, the man in the house demanding everything and expecting a result when you just scared everybody away. You know, you lose you start losing a part of that respect, per se.
Right. Brother Mark, what you got?
Man, there's a lot of good points out there, and they hit it right on the nail. So when it comes to respect, again, like I mentioned, often in communication, is that you have to teach people how to treat you. I think that respect is subjective to the individual, because, you know, one person who may be cool with being talked a certain way, and they're like, you know, that's no big deal. But other people, you know, saying, if you call me like the nigga, you know, I might take that like disrespect, right? Because I'm not. Right. I'm a black man. I'm African American, right? But a lot of people talk like that. You know, They say it all the time, just in casual speech. So, often I have to, so that's just a small example, but just, communicating to your family and your spouse about, things that you tolerate and things that you don't, but also being consistent about it. You don't have to, so respect is earned,
Right.
and the way that you earn it is by, validating, your position, validating who you are by being trustworthy, by being consistent, by being truthful, by being open and honest about what is going on, right? Yeah. When it comes to finances, when it comes to your feelings, when it comes to how y'all handle like the kids and stuff like that, also like discussing different roles, right? So, there are some areas in our household. I just back up and say, babe, you got that, because
Right, yeah.
I like trust her to like handle it. And what I have to say about it when I gave it to her, like, here, saying, you got that. But if I step on her toe, she may seem like, dang, saying, and that's a little disrespectful, right? Because you like gave it to me, and you like said that you were fine with it, but now you're going back and forth, like, saying, and that's not really clear. That's not really being fair. So, and that type of aspect, you're not really holding, holding true to what you're saying. So, in a sense, how can someone respect you when you're not consistent? Sometimes you're good with this, sometimes you're not, So again, teaching people how to treat you helps to establish that respect, and also being fair, I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leadership, I'm saying? Being fair, being a good leader, leading by example. Saying you can't just come in with a hammer and just demand that respect.
That's
Saying?
good. That
That's
hammer, I like
not
that.
fear. That's not respect. That's just fear.
Right.
Maybe not even fear. It's just passive because they like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And do you feel like they respect you because they just was like quiet? Nah, they don't. They just don't want to, aggravate like the situation or whatever like that. They're just gonna turn their backs and just walk away and just talk about you, or just, gossip on the phone or whatever like that. So, respect to me is a huge deal when it comes to relationship, because it's also just understanding each other's position and like trusting that person, your spouse, that they can handle what it is that they're faced with in that situation, and that if there is some type of rockiness or some uncertainty, that y'all communicate. And communication is definitely key in every relationship.
Right. And communication, like I said, we're not going to get because we have communication. We have so many questions, and like you guys have been knocking it out the park. I haven't even pretty much had to say that much. The funny thing is, like, we've all been in the military and we've been given a level of respect in the military. And sometimes we can actually bring that home and try to lead our home in like a Hitler-like mentality. And I can only say that for some people, but but that is earned. And like you said, your respect is earned in the household. You have, just like you said, you have to have consistency. People have to know exactly what you expect, when to expect it. And it's you have to have balance in the marriage. That's why, I've always said that it's better to have a husband and a wife in a household, because, we've always been looked at as like the disciplinarian. So, the kids might look at us a certain way, but the funny thing is it's actually switched with me, because my wife has always been that hard charging, hard person, but, and I've tried to do it a little bit more diplomatic, but at the same time, just like the brother said, when you come home and then you tell them, like, look, I expect something to happen in the house, and then it doesn't happen. And then, you get to a point where, and what I'll do is I'll actually watch it. I'll let it go by a couple of days, and then I will pretty much explode, which is not a good way to handle it. But that's just me being transparent, because I've set something in motion. I actually do something this day. I've let it go by a couple of days, and now I'm to the point where I'm going to just actually have to deal with it, because I feel that you don't respect me. And That's how it is with a lot of men, and that goes to like brother was saying about communication. You know, being able to communicate what you feel and how you feel that about being respected. So we only have a couple of minutes left. I'm going to ask you, brothers, please, 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 let's have a part two because you guys are amazing, and I have some more questions. And I feel that these people need to hear from you guys because you're successful, you're great husbands, you hard workers. Yes, you are a good husband. I'm going to point at you, and I really respect you guys. And you've given some great points. And you've been transparent in a lot of things, and I really appreciate that. Before we go, Donald, can you please tell people how they can look at you and get in contact with you?
You can find me on YouTube, Vets Let's Talk. I got my podcast going, Amazon, Google, Anchor, Spotify. I'm trying to get on iTunes at the moment, but yeah, those are the avenues that you can reach me. But the big thing is to this podcast, this channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and share.
That's awesome, bro. I appreciate you. Brother White, what's up, man? Can you give us some information? Especially about your
Oh
business,
man,
but with your wedding business also.
oh man, you know, we event plan, we party rent, man. If you need a party, you need a party plan, a wedding, a funeral, it don't matter. You think it, we can do it. If you need it done outside, we can do that too.
Okay.
And yeah, man. DreamEventsCTX.com, man. DreamEventsCTX.com. Google us, man.
Okay. And Brother Mayo, hit me up, brother.
Yes, sir. So if y'all have a dog that need training or you are having some difficulties understanding and how to communicate with your family member, which is your four-legged family member, you can give me a call, number 512-677-4606. You can also reach me on impactdogtraining.com. You can send me an email on impactdogtraining@gmail.com. You can follow me and like and follow and subscribe. You can't subscribe on Facebook, but I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Google me, Impact Dog Training, Killeen, Texas. Also, if you need to get in touch with me, get in touch with Ashton.
All right, brothers. Love you guys, man, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Part two. Don't leave me hanging. Part two. All right.
Got you.
Love you guys. All right. Signing out.
Appreciate you.